Hello everyone, and thanks for tuning in to the Medium by Design. This is the third message from Dolores Cannon. I hope you receive it well and just absorb all the wisdom that she's sharing. Let's get into this. When I say there is so much more, I mean that in two ways. First, more for you to experience in your inner world and understanding. Don't give up exploring, searching. Second, I mean you're sharing what you do know with the world at large. Yes, large. Your time is changing so fast, and people will be needing answers just as fast. Fears and negative emotions are truly rising to the surface, to be cleared. But without training or guidance, many simply turn to doctors and medications. This was not my way, and it certainly is not yours. You do have an uncanny ability to help others let go without going deep. And this is the next message. I'll just continue. Today, I'd like to focus on power, personal, collective, and seemingly powers that be. If everything is tied together, all thought, all emotions, all creative flow, then all reality is a group effort. Once this is understood, then the individual can get focused on its own force within the group force. Even though there is a natural river of creativity, each hold its own source that creates branch after branch going in infinite directions, so that the individual selfish needs and desires, which eventually align with the soul list, can come into reality. The more we study, the deeper we go, the more we understand, the more power we realize we have. It is impossible to stay in victim mode when this power is understood and ultimately accepted. I believe the surprise you see is in the denial of this. Who would deny this amazing universe and its ability to allow us to create our realities, heal ourselves, understand ourselves more deeply than anyone could ever teach us? Answer: many. There are many who continue to walk the earth totally oblivious and distracted from their true nature because they are dealing with immediate concerns or distractions that keep them in bondage. Not until they draw the line, make a decision, begin moving in the new directions, can they truly accept and use their God-given power. You have been studying, analyzing so long, trying to truly get it. And I'm happy to tell you, you're almost there. Yes, almost. Remember, I said there is always more. If so, each of us is only on one step of the evolutionary ladder and will, if we are willing, reach another step, then another step. Each step naturally occurring and naturally flowing into the next, just like the law of attraction teaching. No forcing, only allowing. I'm going to continue into the next message, so stay with me. Well, you needn't worry, as there are so many out and about creating scenarios that are less than desirable. Sometimes creating less or seemingly nothing is better than being busy creating more garbage. People still have to wake up to the role they are playing in making this reality continue to stay on the wrong track. Please, do not mishear me as judging. It simply is a fact that man has to wake up and become a conscious creator in order to achieve this 1,000 years of peace that has been promised. Technology continues to fly forward and be given out to a people that dives right into addiction and lower level functioning. This could turn out to have some dire consequences for some. They will miss this immense opportunity to be so much more. By waking up to their own abilities, they get to feel the Creator's creative force flow through them, just as you are writing now. There is no effort. It simply is. This is what needs to be experienced by so many more. This cannot be experienced if people just stay in or stay connected to a screen and do not interact with others or their own soul. There must be some type of exchange, of exploration to what I am. What am I? What am I made of? What wants to come through? By teaching that we are only mind, many have cut off the steady stream of power, spirit, and truth that is ready and waiting to be received. Only the individual can open the door to this tremendous, unlimited potential creativity. It is so imperative, as so many souls are needed for the Earth's and humanity's current shift. I understand much of the shift, but now see more details clearly that I did not know. I would very much like to continue this work and give to you what I know now. This could turn out to be a very productive endeavor, especially since you haven't made any clear decisions as to where you are going next on your path. I will be very careful not to impart anything that you feel controls or manipulates your own destiny or desire for your direction. Anything we do together should only enhance your knowledge and help you to help others. I truly want to share some of the current dilemmas that are almost plaguing our country and the world. This tremendous hunger for power over the masses has definitely continued to rise these last 2 decades. As you saw from my videos of the 90s, I believed we would be much further as a race than what is currently happening. The good news is that yes, there are many who are waking up. True, their initial reaction is anger, reaction and retaliation, but this will change. After the initial shock of disclosure, people will begin to clearly get a vision for this country, and then similar steps will flow in other countries. There needs to be a coming together on so many levels that has not occurred yet. One way this will happen, almost push humanity, is through natural or so-called natural disasters. More and more people will be in need, be forced to relocate, be forced to change their beliefs on so many levels. As the role of government will be revealed and rebelled against, and this is all part of the process. As you continue to go through the next 2 to 4 years, you will clearly see the new direction unfolding, especially as leadership changes. The outmoded ways will eventually die completely, and many will simply make the clear decision, enough is enough. As you see, this must happen for real lasting change to occur. If people can't make a decision or where they want to go, how can they create a new outcome? Outcomes for the masses are currently left up to those who have taken the reins. Also remember, if people give their free will over, it is gladly taken up by others who are more than ready to rule. Blind trust is possibly the biggest issue that many will face and wake up to. They will be shocked that they let things go on so long without ever taking a stronger stance on what they wanted. This current president is the perfect catalyst for these many necessary changes. He knows that the country has been manipulated the last couple of decades and placed in a position of weakness in the world. This is why he makes sweeping comments, not only for shock value, but to get people to take a closer look at what has gone on right under their noses. He is no angel. But he does draw a line to much of the crazy corruption and misuse of will over others. He will put an end to much of the crimes against humanity that have run rampant at the hands of government officials. He does believe government is supposed to live a higher standard and reflect that to the public. Yes, he is a spoiled rich kid. However, he sees no reason why people cannot live the most productive and abundant lives possible. He sees no limits to food, water, shelter, and above all, creativity. He knows that as a culture, we are made up of so much more, if given the chance to thrive. Much like his business model, he believes anyone who wishes to have a business should have one. He also believes that the government should not have its hands in every aspect of business. He knows this full well because many of his own ideas have been squashed by government rule. This is part of the reason he wanted to be president in the first place. He watched government grow over the years and put its hands into every part of American democracy, eventually being a controlling, limiting presence that has many Americans freely giving up their rights and not even aware that they have. This he will consciously help people realize so they stand up and begin living their best lives. He will turn this government upside down before he is finished, and we will all be the better for it. Sure, there will be growing pains, but this will all lead to better living. The other area he is so clear on is addiction and the drug issue. This is one of the main reasons he is so adamant about the wall and border control. He does not have all the facts yet, but more will be given to him so he can confront this issue from more angles. Airports and shipping ports will also go through extreme security checkpoints. Technology will be used to scan and find things. You have seen this in movies, as some people have already devised containers that cannot be scanned in order to bypass this technology. You see how technology works for both sides? It truly is a bit of a race to see who comes out on top. Of course, we want humanity to come out on top and regain all its faculties and stop being shut down by drugs and medications. You heard me speak of the younger generations coming up now with all their DNA intact and ready to help the planet in all areas. The one area we must be diligent is the medical profession imposing mandatory drugs into our children and continue into our children and young people getting caught up in the drug problems that continue to plague our society. This area needs all the help it can get. There must be people to help these people wake up and not succumb to drugs. I am not sure how to go about going after the medical industry with all its current mandatory inoculations. These are being run and supervised by forces that have a clear agenda to keep many dulled and dumbed down. This is why you see so many Down syndrome and other neurological disorders with children. These are not all birth defects, as the news media would have you believe. These conditions were created intentionally, some after birth, through the use of these inoculations. Parents will have to wake up for their own children's sake and stop giving up their free will of raising their children in a clean, drug-free environment. There literally are so many areas that need to go through complete change. From the ground up, people who are in charge need to be thrown out by those awakened souls in each industry. It really looks like a changing of the guard on all fronts. Yours is the spiritual and empowerment front. You are the one who gets people to see different sides and decide what area they wish to play in. The younger ones will look up to you, so they do not lose hope and stay their course. Some will be discouraged early on and will need those who know where we are headed to remind them, help them to stay inspired and know their roles. There is nothing to fear, as you have a huge team of experts to help open the doors for you to be heard. Yes, there is more coming for you, so continue to improve your health and stamina as you are needed. This year especially, continue to share what you know so far and open the doors to others to know some truth and make their own decisions. The world is indeed changing, even faster now that I left. Only a few will continue to get clear insights as others continue to scatter to keep what little they believe they have both in control over others and in their mundane material world. More to come. Thanks for watching.